Welcome everyone to this video. In this video, I'll tell you how to blur any image's background using Photoshop. In this video, I'll tell you how to turn an image like this into an image like this. Isn't it just brilliant? It's gonna be a really fun video, so let's just get right into it. So now I've opened up this image in Photoshop. To do that, you just have to go to File, Open, and then choose the photo in your desired folder or anywhere. So I've unlocked this image and then I'm gonna duplicate this image. And in the second copy, just select it in the Layers panel and then go to Select and then Subject. So what will it do? It will make a selection out of this lady in this image. And if you don't have this subject, that means you're in an older version of Photoshop. So to do that, to make a selection, you will have to go here to the magic wand, right click, and there will be a quick selection tool. And you have to manually make a selection. So it will be a little bit more time consuming, but that's just it. That's just how it is. So we'll go to select subject again, and it makes a selection out of this image. So here you can see here it is not perfect, so we'll just fix it by going to this tool here again, quick selection tool, and I'm holding up Alt on my keyboard, and here you can see from plus it's changing its signs to minus. Here you can see. So now if I click on it, it will just subtract anything that I touch. Whoops, I touched the finger, so I'll fix it. First I'll remove these flowers and then I'll zoom in, and I'm zooming in by Alt and mouse, like mouse wheel, or you can just use Control plus and Control minus. So now I've made my brush shorter by left bracket and right bracket key, so you can use it to adjust the brush size. So now I'll hold on Alt again and just remove it. Just make the brush size even more smaller and just remove this selection. And I'm not doing a perfect selection right here because we're gonna blur this background, so it won't really matter like to be a perfect selection. So even a messy selection will work. So the only thing that I will do here is just remove this area right here. And another thing I will do is remove this flower, and it's basically done. Now I'll hit Control 0, and then I will have to mask this image. So you have to click on this button here. It's like the Japan flag, if that makes sense. So just click on it and it makes a mask. So here you'll be seeing it made no difference, but that's because the same image is under this cutout. So if I hide this image, here you can see we have successfully removed the background. It's not like a perfect selection, but we do not need a perfect selection. The only thing we need to do is just make the hair better. So to do that, I'll go to this layer and select the mask, and then go to the quick selection tool and then go to select and mask. So it will load up like a different window. So it would be like this, and then I'll go to the view and then overlay, so it has a red background, and opacity to 100 so we can see all our mistakes. So now I selected the refine edge brush tool, make the size smaller like this, and just paint in the edges. And here you will see it will make the selection much more better. So here you can see, and we can do another thing. We can just click on decontaminate colors, and you can see it made it a whole lot better. So now I'll use shift edge a little bit, just not 30%, like 14%, and I'm not liking this part, so I'll go to the brush tool and increase the size just a little bit and press down Alt to subtract and just click on it, and it's gone. Now I'll click on OK. So it made a new layer with new mask. So right now I can delete this layer, the previous layer. So now I have my selection. And now the next thing we want to do, I'll just hide this cutout. So now the next thing we need to do is remove this girl from this image, the whole image. So how do we do that? First, we'll make a selection for this girl, and we have already made a selection, so we'll hit Control and click on the mask, and that will give the perfect selection of this girl. And now we'll go to Edit and then Content Aware Fill, and it will try to remove the girl. It will not have a perfect output. Here you can see, of course, it's all leaves, but we don't want a perfect output. And one step I forgot about it is that before doing the content aware fill, we have to go to select, modify, and then expand this selection just by a little bit, just like 10 pixels, or let's just say 20 pixels, like that. And then we'll go to edit and then content aware fill, and it will do a messy job, but we will be blurring it out and the girl will be on top, so we don't care about this. So I'll just now show this girl here. So here you can see we have just this boundary right here, so we can see it like the imperfection, but we're just gonna blur it out. So here you can see it made a new layer of the selection. So what we're gonna do is select this background layer and then hit Control and select this, and then we're gonna hit Control E to make this one layer. So if I hide this, this is just a one photo. So now I'll go to Filters, Blur, and then Gaussian Blur. So it's up to you, like the value of blur is up to you, but for me I'm just gonna set up to 20. And then I'll just show this. And one step that I forgot, and I always forgot this step, so please remember this. But before using the Gaussian blur, you first need to convert this into a smart object, and you'll see why I did that. So right now we'll go to filter and then Gaussian blur again, and then OK. So here you can see when we added a filter, it added a layer mask. So we can edit this filter, and with the layer mask, you know the rule: white is equal to add and black is equal to subtract. So right now it's all white, as we're showing all the blur parts of blur on all the image. And here you can see in this image we have the outline of the girl. So the girl is in white, so we're showing the girl, and the rest of the background is in blacks and we're not showing it. So here's how masks work. So now I'll just turn on the layer of the girl, and here you can see it's looking a bit weird, as the girl was holding the leaves and now the leaves are blurred. So what will we do is we'll just remove the blur from this part, the foreground part. So what we'll do is go to brush tool and then go to the variety of brushes. Here we can see, and in the general brushes, just choose a soft round brush. Any kind of soft round brush will work, and just remove it. And we'll choose the black color, as black is equal to subtract, and the opacity, let's just say 50%. So I'll just make my brush bigger, and again the shortcut key is the right bracket key, or if you're on a mouse you can use Alt and right click, and here you can see we can use this. So if we move to the right and left, we can choose the adjust the size of the brush. So that's amazing, and I'll just choose like this much, and whoops, so I'll just click on this right here, and I know it's not enough, so I'll make this brush a little bit more short like this, and make it like this. And to make it into a smooth transition, I'll choose 30% transparency. So I'll go here 30, and there's a wonderful shortcut for this, is that just press 30 on your number pad key. Like if I press 2, it will turn into 20%. If I touch 3, it will turn into 20%. It's an amazing shortcut that I always use. So now I've chosen 30%, and here you can see, and now I'll choose 10% opacity, and I'll make this foreground part like this. Just some, like I'll remove the blur from this part like this, and this is about it. And just the floor, I'll remove all the blur from the floor as I didn't like it. Whoops, but I'll just remove it on the floor like that. So like that, and this is about it. So we have successfully added a blur before and then after. It's just amazing. Thank you for watching our video. Please do subscribe to our channel because it would help us immensely. Brainy Brothers are signing off now. Bye bye. See you soon.